Hello, dear students. I am Dhanu Saria, continuing the chapter number 2 with the topic electrostatics in conductors. So, here we will be discussing 6 points in this video, where the first point is inside a conductor, electrostatic field is zero. Now, why should we know in this chapter about a conductor? Reason is that we are going to talk about capacitor, which is a combination of two conductors. So before going to the topic of capacitor, we must understand what are conductors. These are irregular shaped conductors. Together can form a capacitor. So first let us talk about inside a conductor, electrostatic field is zero. Fine. So let the conductor be neutral or charged. Let it have an electrostatic field, but in static situation where, what is the static situation of a conductor? Where there is no current inside or on the surface of the conductor, the electric field E is equal to 0. That is the meaning of the first point. Let the conductor be charged, let it be neutral, let it have an electrostatic field. In a static situation where there is no current inside or on the surface of the conductor, the electric field inside the conductor is 0. Inside conductor is 0. Now the query comes, why? There is a big why. Physics is always why. So whenever we have a electrostatic field non-zero, suppose, as we know, a conductor is made up of or has free charges moving about. So in the presence of non-zero electric field, these free charges will drift, move and distribute themselves in such a way, they will distribute themselves in such a way, they will drift, they will move, they will be in motion, and they will distribute themselves in such a way that in static situation, the situation should be a static situation. What is a such static situation? Already I have mentioned. In static situation, the electric field inside is 0. Okay, so even if you give it an external electric field with some value, the charges will definitely drift, they will move, they will later on distribute themselves in such a way, in static situation, such that the electric field inside a conductor is always 0. Let the conductor be neutral, let it be charged, let it have a field, but the electric field inside a conductor will be definitely 0, and this is the basic property of a conductor. So here what is very important to be remembered is two words which will be used in the numerical static situation, which means there is no current. This static situation will be even told or repeated in the chapter number 3. That time you must remember that in static situation there is no current inside or on the surface of the conductor. Fine. Okay. So in static situation, electric field will remain zero inside. So in this point, there are two things or 2 points to be remembered. That is, in a static situation where no current is there inside or on the surface of the conductor, the electric field is equal to 0 inside the conductor. Clear? Okay. So just take a pic and understand the point itself. Remember the point through the diagram or through the explanation. You have to use it in the application or the numerical questions. Fine. Take a pic of what you have learned just now so that all the points are remembered as a package. Let the conductor be neutral, charged, whatever. Fine. The electric field inside a conductor should be 0. Now let us move to the next point, which reads, at the surface of a charged conductor, electrostatic field should be normal at every point. First of all, understand what is given, because that is which we are going to be understanding and using it. Now, I have considered one conductor with an irregular shape. Okay. Now, the point is telling us that electric field at every point due to either positive charges or negative charges should be normal at that particular point. Okay. For that, let us consider a situation in which, okay, these are positive charges, so the electric field is outwards, as we know from chapter number 1, and these are negative charges inside, so the electric field will be inwards. This is sigma less than 0, this is sigma greater than 0. Already we have clarified or understood that electric field inside is 0. Okay. Now, whenever there is a conductor in this situation, the electric field should point radially outwards for sigma greater than 0, radially inwards for sigma less than 0. Fine. Okay. If at all it would not be normal, let the electric field direction may not be normal. Let us consider. Not be normal, we are considering that. Consider. Okay. So if it is not normal, then it is not perpendicular to the tangent. So now let me consider a point on the surface at which the electric field direction is not perpendicular to it at that point. Not perpendicular means it is not normal to the tangent. Okay, here also when I have drawn normal, first we have to draw the tangent at that point and then perpendicular to it. Here also tangent at that point and then perpendicular to it, and that direction of the normal to the tangent is the direction of the electric field at that point. Fine. So here let me consider one point where the electric field is not normal, not perpendicular to the surface at that point. Okay, if it is not perpendicular, then it is making some angle with the tangent which is not 90 degrees. Okay, this is the electric field which is not 90 degrees to the tangent. The angle theta not 90 degrees. Fine. So, then definitely I can resolve this electric field into two components along the tangent and perpendicular to the tangent, where this I can say is E cos theta and this I can say is E sin theta. So, at this particular point P on the surface, I would have one tangential component of electric field which I have shown. Correct? Now, because of this tangential component E cos theta, the free moving charges, the mobile charges would experience a force and they would drift. Okay? They would drift because they will experience one force due to this component of electric field. What is the formula which we have learned? What is force formula? EQ. Okay, where Q is the charge which we have considered here, which is a free charge, and it would experience this much force, QE cos theta, because of which it would drift, it would move. So if I consider one conductor with this type of an arrangement where electric field is not perpendicular to the surface at that point, then I would have moving charges on the surface of the conductor, which is not possible. Therefore, the electric field must be normal, perpendicular, at direction of electric field must be normal, perpendicular at every point on the surface of the conductor. Fine, must be normal. Okay, at the surface of the charged conductor, which I have shown here, electrostatic field should be normal at every point. Fine, okay. This will happen only for charged conductor. Okay, so just take a pic of what we have learned just now so that we move to the next point. Now let us move to the point number 3, which is saying that the interior of a conductor can have no excess charge in static situation. Remember this static situation. Okay, the interior of a conductor can have no excess charge. Now let us consider this conductor initially as a neutral conductor. What is a neutral conductor? The total number of positive and negative charges are equal. Fine. So let us consider. Now let us supply excess charge to it by charging this conductor. You are charging this conductor. Okay. So you are supplying excess charge to this neutral conductor. So according to this point, this charging of the conductor will give us excess charge. Where will it go and reside? Will it go and reside inside the conductor or on the surface of the conductor? That is the query. So, to understand this point, let us consider one small volume of the surface of the conductor itself with area S. Okay, so within this volume of surface area S, let us consider if there is any charge or no. So for this we have to take the help of Gauss's law. Gauss's law. Now in the point number 1, we have already learned that E is equal to 0 inside a conductor, whether it is charged, whether it is neutral. So inside the conductor E is equal to 0. So if E is equal to 0, then flux phi is equal to E dot S, which is the formula, and we can write E S cos theta, and we can say that E is equal to 0 itself. So phi is equal to 0. Fine. If phi is equal to 0, now using Gauss law, phi is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. If we substitute here phi is equal to 0, then we also get charge is equal to 0. If E is equal to 0, here we have substituted, agreed, inside the conductor. So, inside the conductor, because the electric field, electrostatic field value is 0, flux is 0, charge is 0. Agreed? So, when we charge this conductor, no charge could reside inside the conductor. So where will the charge reside then? It will definitely reside on the surface of the conductor as given. Maybe positive or maybe negative, but it will be on the surface of the conductor. No charge would enter the conductor or reside the conductor inside the conductor. Where would the charge go and reside or deposit itself? On the surface of the conductor. Clear? Okay. So like this we can reduce the volume which we are considering, and in that volume we can say that electric field is 0. Fine. Okay. And as the volume reduces, at every portion it says that overall charge is 0 inside the conductor. Fine. Okay. So take a pic of what we have learned just now. So now let us move to the next point, that is the fourth point, electrostatic potential. What is electrostatic potential denoted as? V is constant, value is same. Break the heading itself because you have to remember this heading. Throughout the volume of a conductor and has the same value inside and on the surface. Okay. So now let us consider one conductor. Okay. In the first point, we have learned inside the conductor, the electric field is equal to, value of electric field is equal to 0. Let us write it. In the point number 2, which we have discussed in the same video, on the surface of the conductor, there is no tangential electric field component. There is no tangential electric field component also. Fine? Okay? So, there is no component. There is no such tangential electric field component. E cos theta is not there. Or E sin theta not there. Is equal to 0. Okay? So, now if I want to move a positive charge, unit positive charge from one point to another point, say from P to Q, there is no need of doing any work. No need of doing any work because electric field value is 0 inside the conductor. If I have a charge Q1 and I wanted to shift it to another point, say from A to B, because there is no electric field component from A to B, again I don't have to do any work, any extra work. Correct? What is the meaning? The potential inside the conductor at every point is same, as well as it is equal to every point on the surface also, such that there is no potential difference at any point inside the conductor or on the surface of the conductor. That's why electrostatic potential is constant inside and on the surface of the conductor. Now, let me charge it. Okay, V is constant. Where? Inside and on surface at every point, all points. So, there is no potential difference. Potential difference V is equal to 0. Agreed? These all you have to remember, because everything can be given as a application or a numerical. Delta V is equal to 0. What does it mean? That V is constant. Both are same. Okay. Now if I charge the conductor, then electric field will be normal to the surface of the conductor due to these charges. And how will the electric field be? Normal to the surface. Normal means perpendicular. Okay. And potential V will be there on the surface also. V will be there outside the surface also of the conductor. Okay. And V surface will not be equal to V outside the surface. Why? Because V is a function of the distance from the charge to the point. So Q upon R, KQ upon R is the formula of the potential. So as the value of the distance between the charge and the point will vary, V will vary. Clear? Okay. So what are the key points you have to remember here? Potential will be same inside and on the surface. Potential difference will be 0 inside and on the surface between the points. Electric field is 0 already inside, and there is no tangential component also on the surface. E cos theta is 0. Fine. Now if I charge this conductor, then electric field will be there, normal to the surface, depending upon the positive or the negative charge, and potential also will be there on the surface, outside the surface, but their values will be different. Okay. This is what you have to remember. If you remember this connective story as I have written points, then it will be easier for you to understand also and remember also. Now let us move to the fifth point, which is stating that electric field at the surface of a charged conductor is given by E is equal to sigma upon epsilon naught n cap. where E is the electric field that we already know. Sigma is the surface charge density of the conductor. Then N cap or N is the unit vector of the electric field. Fine, this is what we know. Now, to derive this formula, let us consider an imaginary Gaussian surface in the shape of a pillbox, which is cylindrical. This pillbox is very small and very negligible in height, so that the upper surface, which is seen yellow here, that has the charges. The lower surface, which is seen as white here, that do not have charges. Why? Because charge does not reside inside the conductor. Electric field is also zero inside the conductor for this surface. For the upper surface of the conductor, it is there. The electric field is due to the charges on the upper surface of the conductor, which is at present we have considered as a cylinder. Okay, so what is the shape? Pillbox, cylinder, Gaussian surface with negligible height. Height negligible, less. I'll write it as less or negligible. Fine. Now this is what we have considered. Now let us consider that the cross section area here is delta S, a small cross section area of this particular pillbox. Okay, so delta S is the cross section area. Now using the definition of flux, we can write the formula of the flux as E vector delta S vector. Now we already have the knowledge how to draw the direction of cross section area, which is radially outwards. How is it? Always outwards. Radially outwards. Area direction is always radially outwards. And in this case, the electric field is also outwards because the charges I have placed here is positive. Therefore, if surface charge density sigma greater than 0, then as seen on the board, theta is equal to 0 between E and delta S. If sigma less than 0, then theta is equal to 180 degree, because the electric field would then show radially inwards as a direction. Okay, this would be for negative charges, and the direction of E would be downwards and delta S is as usual upwards. So what is the angle? Theta is equal to 180 degrees between E and delta S if at all sigma is less than 0. Then in that case, phi would be, in this case, phi would be positive E delta S, because cos 0 is 1, would be negative E delta S, because cos 180 is negative 1. So phi would be plus or minus E delta S. Agreed? So using Gauss's law, we have phi is equal to Q upon epsilon naught, as can be seen on the board. But Q is not given to us, charge is not given to us, but sigma is equal to charge upon surface area. Okay, so charge is equal to sigma delta S. That we shall write here, and we shall also put sigma as the modulus delta S upon sigma delta S upon epsilon naught. Let me name this as equation 1. Let me name this as equation 2. Both are flux. This is by definition and this is by Gauss's law. So let us equate both these equations and we get E delta S is equal to sigma modulus delta S upon epsilon naught. So we can cancel delta S. Therefore, E is equal to modulus sigma upon epsilon naught. Direction of the electric field can be denoted by the unit vector, which will indicate the direction of electric field. If sigma is greater than 0, then direction of the unit vector outwards, radially outwards. Okay, if sigma less than 0, then the direction of unit vector will be radially inwards. Fine. Okay, so this is the formula which we get for the electric field at the surface of a charged conductor, which we have derived just now. Okay, we took a pillbox whose upper surface is just outside the surface of the conductor which we have chosen, and the inner surface of the cylinder pillbox is just inside the conductor which we have chosen. So in the inner surface electric field is also 0, charge is also 0, outer surface of the or upper surface of the pillbox electric field is there, radially outwards, charge is also there, positive. Fine. According to that, we have used the definition of flux and got the formula phi is equal to plus or minus E delta S using Gaussian surface. We also have flux is equal to sigma delta S upon epsilon naught equated, and we got the electric field of the conductor. Okay, at the surface of a charged conductor. Fine. Okay, so take a pic of what we have done just now so that you can use it. Now let us move to the sixth point, which is the last point which you have to remember. So now here I have considered a conductor and I have considered one cavity inside it. Cavity is a hole inside it. Okay, now in this cavity we have already learned that E is equal to 0, electric field is equal to 0, sigma surface charge density is also equal to 0. Okay, and V is equal to V naught, that is at every point the potential is same. This is learnt by us. Fine. Now in this portion, because the electric field is 0, there is no charge, the potential remains the same. If I charge this conductor from outside, positive charge or negative charge, this charge also will reside only on the surface of the conductor. It will not enter the cavity. So if I charge the conductor, where will the charge reside? On the surface. Will not reach the cavity. Not on cavity. Okay, so this cavity is protected from any electric field. Agreed? So this phenomena in which this cavity is protected from the electric field is equal to 0 is called as electrostatic shielding. And for what it is used? It is used to protect some sensitive electrical instruments from the electric field. Okay, so this is called as electrostatic shielding to protect some instruments, because inside the cavity, inside the conductor, there is no electric field. Sigma is also zero, potential is also same. So if I keep one instrument, some instrument inside, if I keep which is sensitive of any electric field, okay, it will be protected because nothing is there inside. It's like a box, safety box for that instrument. So in that, this phenomena of electrostatic shielding works or is useful. Fine. So take a pic of what we have learned just now, and I hope you have understood all the points which we have discussed. We have discussed 6 points. Fine. So all the points have to be remembered by you.